I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff. Decision. It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got go so fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest, you almost didn't.
Weird champ. Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right, next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. Weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad. What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick.
Okay. Why?
Why do people happy? KW, LOLW. XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. You were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a normal.
No, dude, we're gonna do a fatal four-way. Poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking bits.
Fucking damn it! Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But
he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says Justice on it. And then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your bald ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit. And then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jack. Oh wait, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. F you.
Tony Brown, but who the f***'s in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
But actually,
hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you're fired."
What did Max Caster say about me? Like, I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. I'm trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
So follow a simp account.
okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
We
easy
actually
networking.
follow
You got
a simp account.
It was a business decision.
it's
to
a
follow
business. It's a business. You
wrestling
have to
simp,
follow these
okay?
people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And
I know,
listen,
but, like,
when you
shit,
get big, you get rid of them. You
I
get
thought-
rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is pro wrestling
I don't
simp,
look
and I'm
at
like,
that.
what is this?
I don't look at that.
It
I don't
was
look
a
at that stuff.
business decision.
It's a business
okay?
decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens. This is
Ready to go by. Yeah, well, we got go so fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
On pretty.
This guy just say
I'll take
fucking
kill switch.
forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
You
Yes, I
did.
did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest, you almost didn't.
Weird champ. Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right, next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next up,
Poggers.
we have.
Why people happy? Pogu. Weird champ. For weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad. What else?
Look at how red my face.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay.
Why? Why?
Hey, why do people happy?
It's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It is time for your weekly dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitch. As always, I'm here joined by my illustrious panel of co-hosts. To my right, we have Mr. Marathon himself, Mike, and then down below, the guy who has only missed one episode of the Injection so far, the Goon Christian. How's it going, guys?
I'm hyped.
Good. Great show. I guess just speaking on last week since I missed it. It was just, I mean, it was a good filler show.
Yeah.
That was really it. Nothing really special. The favorite thing that on that show that happened was the AR Fox angle. And the swerving Darby match. That was great. But yeah, that was pretty much it.
To keep you guys updated for us, I'm not sure with Mike yet, but as of right now, the Injection is going to Grand Slam.
Oh, I'm most likely going.
I figure I put it out there early for our viewers to know that September 20th, there will be no Injection. So
What is the plan for the week after, or that show? Are we doing it the next day or the week after?
No, we're just
Or
gonna do
will we
what
discuss?
We'll just do what we did last time. Just talk a little bit about our experiences at the show.
Sounds good.
Nothing else really to discuss besides just some news. Let's just kick it off with the elephants that were in the room, and that is that the Elite have re-signed a multi-year contract with AEW, along with the Dark Order. I think they signed a 3-year extension.
Yep. So the Elite, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman Adam Page, all re-signed and renewed their contracts. Got multi-year deals. So that puts that to rest, which is good. I mean, that's obviously the greatest pickup. It's the greatest keep that AEW could have ever gotten.
Oh, yeah.
They're the Elite, and in AEW, there's no AEW without them. So, I mean, that was integral to this company's health and success long term, is having those guys there. So,
Very happy that was put to rest and those guys got paid. Yeah, also Dark Order, Silver, Reynolds, and Uno, just the three. They have been renewed their contracts as well, 3-year deals, and also Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian confirmed on his Twitter today that he did in fact resign as well.
Which is, I'm happy he did. Kip Sabian, I think sooner or later he's gonna have another breakout year. That's just me. I think he will have a breakout year.
Speaking of Kip Sabian, he had a match on either I can't remember, Rampage or Collision, but pretty good match. Good match.
He's a phenomenal wrestler. He's like, and I hate to say this, he's like AEW's Dolph Ziggler. He's good at losing. I hate to say that because I love Kip Sabian so much. One of my favorite people.
Just want to pay mention to this. After the show went off the air tonight, MJF and Jericho came out along with Tony in the ring. The entire roster came out on the stage to say thank you to Tony Khan. So if you see what's going on Twitter, that's what it's all about. It's just a big, nice little thing afterwards.
It's absolutely wild. 200 episodes.
Yep.
And what? The injection started on the 1-year anniversary, so we're about like 100 episodes deep. Just about, right?
I don't know. I wasn't used to start.
We started we started like the 1-year anniversary. So we kind of. Well, you weren't watching yet. You weren't a fan of us just yet.
It took a few weeks.
But, there you go. But no, hey, then more news to come out.
It was on Rampage against Commander, by the way, Sabian's match.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, we have the rumors that have been taking place for All In, which has been talked about more in depth because now it's finally August and Wembley's coming up soon. And
I requested off that day. So
a lot of stuff going down, a lot of rumors, match rumors. So if you don't want to hear the match rumors, mute, I guess. But
yeah, and for VOD watchers, skip ahead.
We already talked about the one, probably about 2 weeks ago with Jericho and Will Ospreay. I believe we did talk about that.
I don't think so.
We briefly mentioned it last week during the news.
All right, so
very briefly.
So about 2 weeks ago, Will Ospreay and Jericho. It's not confirmed in any of the leaks, but it's rumored. And after tonight's show and after the events of what happened today, I think it makes more sense than people are giving it credit for.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But Ospreay, I mean, obviously we're not going to get any type of news on that until probably
after the G1.
Probably 2 weeks because the G1 ends on Sunday.
Which is I'm almost caught up with the G1. I am like
on the 13th it ends. It ends on the 13th.
It's so much wrestling to watch, Mike.
I have not had any time to watch any of it.
I think I just finished the 27th, like July 27th one. Well, I was about to watch Hiroki Goto versus I think it was Tanahashi. Tanahashi, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I believe I was about to watch that one, then I just like I need to sleep. I'm tired.
Yeah, that's why I don't get behind on the G1. I don't go on my phone. I don't use social media until I get off work, and then I go watch it immediately when I get home. I don't miss a day.
Just real quick with G1 stuff. Will Ospreay finished the story after 8 years. And
not 8 years, 8 matches.
8 matches, okay. And then
he did it faster than Cody.
Kenta and El Phantasmo had a beautiful fucking match as well.
I will say today, but yeah, besides the G1, Ospreay's gonna be out of the G1. If he's out, he's probably gonna they still have to do the shows even if you're out. Ospreay's not out. Ospreay's still in it.
The Kingston's gonna be there for a bit longer.
It's everybody's done on the 13th. 13th is the final day. That's it. So Kingston will come back. Kaito Kimi will be gone. Will Ospreay can so building up to All In. But yeah, he's not. They're not gonna see. You're not gonna see any movement with regards to Will Ospreay and his match on All In until after the 13th because of his G1. And he was my pick to win, and he's in my eyes he's the favorite right now with the momentum he has after beating Omega and Okada in the same month. But yeah, so Ospreay, Jericho, and it makes sense because Don Callis trying to court Jericho and trying to court Ospreay into his family. So we'll see where that goes. The other three rumored matches have been one that was basically this was for All In. I don't know if they got this wrong or they're just gonna do another match at All In. But number one is Rob Van Dam versus Jack Perry. And that has been confirmed that's going to happen next week on Dynamite. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of fuckery where they're going to have to do it again at All In.
It could have been like someone misread something.
Or I'm going to say, yeah, or somebody heard it and they just assumed that would have been an All In match. We'll see. I think probably should because why not have Rob Van Dam on All In? The other matches is FTR versus the Young Bucks.
Which was teased tonight as well
which is another thing. But the last match, it's not a shot in the dark, but I really can see it happening. They did shoot an angle for it 2 days ago on a radio show, but it's Jeff Jarrett versus Grado, and I know some people might not know who Grado is, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's in the same class as like an Eddie Kingston or an AR Fox. Two guys who are popular inside their indies, but they never really made it out. Grado, it's just a quick briefer on Grado. Grado is probably one of the most popular professional wrestlers in the UK indie scene. He's from Scotland. He's a walking pop everywhere he goes. He comes out to Madonna's Like a Prayer. And he has the whole crowd.
This guy.
He wears a fanny pack while he's wrestling sometimes. He was extremely over back in like 2018, 2019. Extremely over. He was selling out Scottish. He was selling out ICW. He beat Drew McIntyre for the ICW World Championship in that indie. He now works for a podcast, and I think he's a security guard as well, but on a podcast because Jeff Jarrett was in England promoting All In. He was on the show, and he slapped Grado in the face and hit him over the head with a guitar in the studio. And I know a lot of AEW people, who's Grado? Nobody wants to see this guy. Let me tell you something right now. Everybody in the UK knows who this guy is familiar with him, knows his song, and the fact that he could be on the card and you could have 87,000 people singing Like a Prayer, which I'm telling you right now, the UK fans are no dummies. They're not stupid.
Yeah, they're
and they know who this guy is, and they love him to death. He's completely opposite of Eddie Kingston, but what Eddie Kingston is to like the American fans is what Grado is to the UK fans.
It was
he's not the best. He doesn't look like the prototypical wrestler, but you fucking love him for what he is.
It was like
that's what it is.
Like ever since AEW started, when people would talk about doing a UK show, his name got brought up a lot. It took me a while to remember the face.
Grado, he had one short little stint in TNA, not TNA, Impact.
Same thing, really.
Yeah, he had one short little stint in there, but nothing really much. But he's just a gigantic indie talent.
Oh yeah, he like if you think what like the Wayward Son pop's gonna be immaculate,
forget it.
That's gonna be deafening.
I'm telling you right now, it has 2.2 million views on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, look up Grado entrance.
It's gonna happen. I know what you're talking about. It's all over. GRADO.
GRADO, and it's from Shug's House Party. It says it should have 2.2 million views. I'm telling you right now, that's the type of fucking reaction. And also find the when he beat his entrance and when he beat McIntyre for the ICW World Championship on YouTube, because that's the type of reaction you're gonna get for this guy in England, even if it's on the buy-in. Just to have him on that show is like crazy.
That's like I can't wait for that. In other news, going back to WWE.
Well, before that, just the last little quick New Japan thing is there's actually a mini tournament going on. I'm glad they brought it to the Americas. So we're having the first ever All Star Junior Festival in the United States coming up on the 19th, and it's like a mini Best of the Super Juniors. Like it's not round robin, just single elimination. Or sometimes they have, and I think it's it's not 2 nights. They have certain matches. Some guy's gonna be wrestling twice. But every day they're announcing a different wrestler for the show. So today's was Chris Bay. But the rest of the people announced on the card, this is a great lineup of junior talent, because the main point of the festival is for all companies to be represented.
Yeah.
And there is. So Chris Bay has already been confirmed from Impact. Kevin Knight from New Japan. Soberano Jr. from CMLL. Matt Seidel from AEW. Rich Swann from Impact. Ace Austin from Impact. Lowrider from the indie scene, TJP from New Japan, Yoshinobu Kanemaru from New Japan, Robbie Eagles from New Japan, Jordan Oliver from GCW, Mao.
I got to meet Jordan Oliver. He's a cool dude.
Mao from DDT, Yo from New Japan, Clark Connors from the Bullet Club War Dogs in New Japan, Blake Christian, the GCW World Champion, Master Wato, the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors from New Japan, Hiromu Takahashi, of course, the person who orchestrated this entire thing, Rocky Romero, Nick Wayne from AEW, El Desperado, Shun Skywalker from Dragon Gate, Speedball Mike Bailey from Impact, Doki from New Japan, Dragon Kid, and Dragon Kid from, I believe, I think he's from CMLL. Actually, no, Dragon Gate, excuse me. Dragon Gate, and with a lot more to come, and more guys going to be announced, probably until the show. They announce one every day. I believe Drilla Maloney is probably going to be the next to be announced since Clark's on the show. But yeah, sounds like a great show. We don't really have any matches announced yet. There's only a few, but they're not really set in stone yet. The only one that's concrete is Kevin Knight versus Clark Connors. But yeah, sounds like a great show coming up there. And next up for the WWE side of things, Cody Rhodes' documentary has premiered. I have not had a chance to watch it yet. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. But I do know about a little bit of the situation that was talked about in the interviews that Cody did in the press before it hit the air. And one of it was actually very interesting regarding AEW, because it was basically a what if he stayed. And what would have happened if he stayed? And what would have happened was he would have had a match with Sting, which was initially teased at Sting's second ever Dynamite appearance after he debuted. When he hugged Cody, he's like, "I'm not here for you, I'm here for that," and he's pointing at Darby Allin. He was originally going to have a mini feud and a match with Sting. So if he stayed, that's what originally was going to happen. Sting was one of Cody's childhood heroes, and it sucks that he didn't get to see it, but I mean, it's fine. I mean, Cody, I mean, he's doing a lot bigger things right now, but yeah, that was the quick what if. Probably we'll talk about it next week when everyone's got a chance to check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard it was good. I heard there was no shit that was fucking passed over in terms of
like the BTE footage was there. Of course, everyone is really paying attention to the one-off line that Triple H said by calling AEW a secondary company. Who the fuck cares? I don't care. Like, I'm over this tribalism bullshit. Sure, I may
have... stop talking about it then.
I may
don't
have...
look at it and stop talking about it.
It's like, I may have made this show out of the tribalism, but that was because AEW was getting a focus before. And
if you don't want tribalism, folks, you don't look at it and you don't talk about it. It's really
all I'm gonna say is is he called something with NXT. It's a third brand, not developmental. And then as
Went
soon
back
as
on it.
AEW beat them in the ratings, like that one time, they're just like, "Oh, congrats, you just beat developmental." And I'm just
Well,
like,
they're
"Yeah,
not
way to bury all of NXT."
As of 2 weeks ago, they're not developmental anymore.
They switched their minds so much that
Yeah.
I just
It
move
doesn't
on.
matter.
But
Doesn't matter.
with
They do
more
anything, NXT show.
with more WWE news,
Brian Pillman. Speaking of NXT,
oh.
Brian Pillman Jr. Has basically, it hasn't been like a concrete confirmation, but all signs are leading that he has signed with the WWE, and he was
good for
spotted
him.
training at the Performance Center. I wanted him to hit the Indies for a little bit, just to see how he would do post AEW. But this is completely fine. I mean, you get a WWE contract, you fucking
As
take
long
it.
as they don't be stupid and change his fucking name.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they will or not. I mean, it's kind of, you see, that's the thing about this. NXT, it's kind of they will or they won't. Because there's some guys who got to keep their names, like Joe Gacy and Dragon Lee, and there's some guys who didn't, like Braun Breaker and Nathan Fraser and Wesley and all them.
It's this, like, I think WWE does not want, like, a name, like, so, like, for the second generation talent, they don't want that name to be their crutch, that they would have to live up to that name.
Well,
Brian Pillman Jr., like, that's what they did to one of Eddie's kids. I think when Eddie's daughter was doing tryouts, they made her change her name.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. That makes no fucking sense on WWE's part, because they have Braun Breaker there, and what's the fucking 3 months into him on TV, they're using his father. And
his name is Rex Steiner. That's a cool fucking name.
Yeah. So
that is a cool name, actually.
So
Rex.
Shit. I'm looking here, like Dijak, Dragon Lee, Joe Gacy, Ilya Dragunov. They all got their names.
I'm speaking from a point of second generation talent, something like that, because I know how WWE feels about second generation.
Dragon Lee got to keep his name. He's second generation too.
But there's probably different elements to someone keeping their name. It all depends on their stock. I feel that's how they feel.
Yeah.
I remember, like, we know nothing about how WWE operates in this regard. I could be talking out my ass.
Well, we do, because it's all for trademarks. I mean, they want to trademark. They want to trademark everything.
Yeah, I think Brian has a trademark on his name.
The only way you could probably get around this is if you put it in your asking your contract, do not change my name, and that's a point in negotiations. But I will say, there has been people who haven't really got their names changed in NXT, and I don't know what went into that. If they just didn't do it or they didn't want to do it, but Pillman Jr. shouldn't be changed. If it does, then I mean, it is what it is. He's just another one on the list.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was spotted at the Performance Center training. He's most likely headed there. Next up, we have the Vince McMahon subpoena.
He's back in the news, folks. Back in the news.
It was only a matter of time.
So what happened was today.
Man's collecting subpoenas like the former president's collecting indictments.
I'll get the quote here. So we had, per WWE's earning report on July 17th, law enforcement agents executed a search warrant and served a federal grand jury subpoena on Vince McMahon. When asked about this during today's earnings call, Nick Khan and WWE said had no comment, but would assist in any negotiations. Then we finally had a quote. Below is a statement from Vince McMahon sent internally to the WWE employees this morning with a quote regarding the news of law enforcement agents executing a search warrant. So this is a quote directly from Vince McMahon right here. In 2022, WWE formed a special committee to review allegations of misconduct against me. That review was concluded in November of 2022 following an extensive investigation. Always denied any intentional wrongdoing and continue to do so. I am confident that the government's investigation will be resolved without any findings of wrongdoing. I am focused on completing my recovery process from my recent spinal surgery and on closing our transaction with Endeavor.
which will create one of the permanent global sports and entertainment brands. And that was from Vince. So that's happened. Is anything going to come out of it? No. It's a grand jury subpoena. This probably is gonna. I mean, I don't. This is not going to court. Obviously, it's a grand jury subpoena. And if anything, they'll probably fucking settle something.
Oh yeah.
This shit ain't going nowhere at all. And if it does, I mean, the MLW lawsuit has more legs than this, and that one might be going to court, which is beyond me still.
Think Vince will show up in a back brace for this one, kind of like he showed up in a neck brace for the steroid trial.
Oh, he probably should.
Get those sympathy points,
I guess, but yeah,
but
very strange stuff going on in the world of the WWE right now.
Yeah. Any other bits?
But yeah, that was really it. Once again, they got I just want to pay mention to this that SummerSlam on Saturday is going live at 8 because they're in Detroit. It's the first pay-per-view in a while that's going to be regular time slot because they were in Puerto Rico and they were in London. But this is going to be the first time AEW has to run against a WWE pay-per-view, that being Collision. This is the first time this has happened. So that's going to be a very interesting thing to keep an eye on. I mean, the rating really doesn't matter when it comes to this because last week they ran against UFC, which that was a huge card as well. But yeah, this is the first time they're going to be doing that. So it's just something to keep an eye on. See, because this could be a pattern of how AEW structures a Collision card if they have to run up against UFC or WWE pay-per-views. So.
I think, depending on how the show does this weekend, should be a telltale sign on what Tony Khan should do going forward in case of a pay-per-view runs the same day. I think, and this is just me, if possible, do a double dip for Rampage and Collision. Have the Rampage be the taped one, then immediately after do a live Collision.
Well, they can't do that.
Well, I was saying if they could.
Well, wouldn't that have to
they
preempt Rampage?
They can't do that network-wise.
Fine, then put it on Thursdays. I don't know what the fucking... Listen,
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but Ring of Honor is on, like...
Yeah, but Tony Khan's not going to run against his own brand that he paid for. That's foolish.
Well, like, but it's not like there's TV ratings for
Ring of Honor. The same fans who are watching AEW, the same fans watching Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but that's just like, that's easy to watch on VOD, man.
Yeah, but you're asking people to watch VOD. That's not how you do it. You ask people to watch the live show. That's foolish.
He's gonna have to figure out a way to book these shows.
He just has to keep it as is. You get a WWE pay-per-view like what, once a month, once every 2 months. This is a non-issue. I mean, that's what happens when you run on Saturdays.
All right.
You have to. I mean, there's no other night. What other night is there?
Good question.
I mean, they can't do Sunday because of pay-per-views and fucking they're running against
everything.
Sunday night, and they would have to run against Sunday Night Football, which Tony said already he does not want to do. Obviously, as a man who is in the NFL world.
And then you got Mondays are for Raw.
Yeah.
Tuesdays are NXT, and I think Tony Khan wants to show pity for NXT and doesn't want to kill them again. And then Wednesday is Dynamite, Thursday is ROH, Friday is Rampage. Like, yeah, the only thing is like a Tuesday, but I think he's doing that out of pity at this point. Anyways,
honestly, just keep Rampage where it is.
Well, keep Rampage and Collision where it is, but I digress on it. Anyways,
so there was a Dynamite tonight.
Yeah, there indeed was a Dynamite 200. Probably what, in my opinion, felt like the most 2019 Dynamite in a long time.
Fun episode.
And not because of the paint splatter ness, which I loved, and we talked about that I think a while ago on the show as well, to mention how I love that. And then you have the crowd being lit up like it was in 2019 with the lights on so you could see the atmosphere. But
that's become a telltale sign about how attendance is.
Well, not necessarily, but it all depends on how the arena is structured too.
Well, no, it is. I mean,
because you can tell when a lot of the upper seats are not sold, the lights are clearly off.
Yeah, it's like Ring of Honor. I mean, obviously people have to go to work and they can't fucking stick around for 3 shows. I mean, they'll be darker and like the camera angles, stuff like that.
One of my friends who I went to Grand Slam with last year, he already texted me he's out because he can't get home at 2 a.m. again.
This is probably like my first Grand Slam and my last Grand Slam, because there's a 99.9% chance I'm moving to North Carolina in early 2024. So I want to experience these New York shows while I can before I have to be stuck at the Bojangles Coliseum for the foreseeable future. Anyways, there was a Dynamite tonight. We opened up the show with Jericho and Takeshita versus Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. This was a fun match. I love Jericho's Tron. It had a mixture of moments with Don Callis, moments from Dynamite.
Before you talk about that, the intro to the show brought back the paint fucking splashes.
I know. I mentioned that. I was so happy.
Oh, so that was cool to see with like all the modern guys on it, like especially like Swerve and like the Acclaim, Claudio, all them.
Because we talked about it, like we it was a one-off thing we had mentioned, and I had said that I missed the paint splatter stuff.
I'm glad they brought it back for this. Obviously, it's not going to be permanent.
Unfortunately,
but, this was good.
They also brought back the old stage too.
Yep. So the tunnels were back tonight. But yeah, great stuff there. But yeah, we had Jericho and Takeshita versus Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia, which is almost like a mini homecoming for Jericho because he resides in Tampa now, I believe. Daniel Garcia's dance is over as shit. I
can't wait for Garcia to start walking out the face tunnel.
Which he will eventually. But yes, that was very interesting watching the Garcia-Guevara entrance. Sammy came out the babyface tunnel and Garcia came out the heel tunnel. They did not come out together in that type of regard where they came out at the same tunnel, but they came out out of the two. But yeah, this was a very fun match to open the show. It was cool seeing Jericho tag with Takeshita, and it was cool seeing Takeshita get in there with Daniel Garcia because they've had a couple matches in PWG. But yeah, this was very good, and it got really competitive because they were not holding back on Jericho, Guevara, and Garcia. Callis was getting involved. He was trying to cheat for Jericho. Jericho was kind of looking at him funny. Takeshita, I mean, he was just doing his thing. Takeshita was obviously great. He was smashing people in the fucking face, like usual. That guy is just, he can do no wrong. But there was a great spot where I loved this spot. The match was getting really, really hot. They were doing Sammy was running wild. He was diving outside. And then I believe it was Jericho. I think it might have been, I forgot who it was, but they got in the ring and Garcia hit a Basaiku knee on whoever it was. And the commentators didn't notice it. They just called it a running knee. It was a Basaiku knee. The guy started like transforming into like a pro wrestler like Danielson. So that's still there. He hit that move. I mean, he did do the Dragon Tamer, which he beat Danielson with. And then as he's putting Jericho in the Dragon Tamer, Don Callis smashes him in the fucking head with a bat. Jericho's looking at Callis. He literally mouths the fuck.
No, he said it loud, and they missed they missed the delay to bleep it.
Yeah. Yep. Said the fuck, and he covered Garcia anyway, and they got the win.
But yeah,
Then
very, very strange. Very, very strange little thing right there because doesn't like Callis like that. I mean, didn't like Jericho like that from Callis, but he did take it.
yeah.
So that's something to keep an eye on.
And after this, we go to Tony Khan. He talks all in, saying we have a very historic show coming up, and then we just get a Dynamite recap from the past 200 episodes.
Yeah, basically
Yeah,
a highlight package.
And I still miss Brody Lee to this fucking day. God damn it.
Yeah.
Seeing that was like, it's just. But after this, we go backstage with Jericho Renee. Renee's trying to talk to Jericho, but Matt Menard interrupts, saying Jericho Appreciation Society meeting, and it's mandatory attendance.
Zach, please call him Daddy Magic next time.
No, it's Matt Menard.
No, it's Daddy Magic Menard.
It's Matt Menard. In this regard, when he's serious, it's Matt Menard. When he's goofy,
I'm still gonna call him.
Okay.
Still gonna call him Daddy Magic because that's just a fantastic name.
So pretty much, it's gonna be a mandatory meeting for the JAS. Probably just the fate of the JAS will be decided next week, pretty much, on where everything is gonna go. What happens with Matt Menard, Angelo Parker? What happens with Sammy and Daniel? What happens with Hager and a J? It all depends, really.
Yeah, I'm happy this is getting a proper ending.
Yeah,
opposed to the Inner Circle.
Yeah,
that still hurts to think about.
But yeah, I'm actually happy they're doing that because if they do close the book on it, then we could probably get everybody separated easily. I could write off Garcia and Sammy easier.
Oh yeah.
I mean Ty. I mean last week Ty was on the show. She could probably be there. It's not like she's gonna have the baby anytime soon, so and she doesn't have to get physical.
Yeah.
So Anna already has a match on Rampage. Jake can just come back, and Menard and Parker will be there. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Next up, we had Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, come out. And as he's coming out, they cut the announce booth with Taz and Excalibur, and there's an autographed Jack Perry fucking figure on the desk, and they only showed it once. They never like elaborated on it or anything. They just showed it once. I'm like, that was pretty fucking strange.
Why do I have a feeling? Why do I have a feeling freaking Excalibur? Because those are sold at the events, like the autograph figures. Why do I have a feeling Excalibur probably bought that as a rib for Taz?
That would be pretty funny, not gonna lie.
Because it was not acknowledged whatsoever.
I saw the figure. I didn't realize it was signed though.
Same. So Jack Perry comes out. Tony Schiavone with the best. So, Jack, how's it? Gives up.
You gotta love Schiavone.
Like he keeps talking to his hand. He goes, "Oh, it's gone." But yeah, because this is. There's been 200 episodes of Dynamite. There's probably about 200 times since fucking Schiavone got the microphone ripped out of his hand. But anyway,
probably Schiavone has been able to get through a promo probably like 10 times.
Yeah. So what's it called? So Jerry Lynn he calls out Jerry Lynn, and Jerry Lynn's like, "Yo, I can't wrestle. The bolts and the plates and the steel bolts and plates in my neck will not let any doctor clear me, but I do have a friend who still wrestles and who
Wait, hold on. You're missing a great line here.
Oh, if I was to beat you, it would be child abuse.
That would be nothing more than child abuse.
Then, he calls upon a friend who has fought in ECW, who still wrestles to this day, and
it's none other than Mr. Rob Van Dam himself,
coming out to Pantera's Walk.
RVD, which is his theme from ECW.
Because I'm so used to hearing Mance Warner have it in GCW.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really give a fuck about
copyright.
No, well, not that. I'm saying like, if AEW wants to use a song, if somebody's using it in the GCW, that really doesn't.
They don't fucking care. No, but I'm saying it threw me off for a moment. I'm like, why the fuck am I hearing?
Yeah, that was his ECW theme.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm so used to the one of a kind.
So
I
yeah,
actually didn't know that was
I
his
love
ECW theme.
I love that song too. I love Walk. I was also in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for about 10 seconds, but is what it is. But so yeah,
Okay.
but so yeah, Rob Van Dam comes out to a massive ovation, massive pop for RVD.
Yeah, because people knew he was coming for some reason because of the
Well,
because of
today
the
all the rumors
post.
today, all the rumors today, and with Jerry Lynn, and he's like, I have a friend who wrestled in ECW. Who else is there that's still alive and can still wrestle?
Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, it's either
That's who I was thinking.
it's either
Bully
RVD
Ray.
or Tommy Dreamer. It's
Bully.
either RVD, it's either RVD or Tommy Dreamer, and I doubt it's gonna be any of those two.
Bully the Clown.
Joey Styles. They should have him on commentary for that match if he's still willing to commentate.
But yeah, so RVD comes out. He gets face to face with Jack Perry. This was fucking great. And then Jack gets out of the ring. RVD does his Rob Van Dam, and then as he's dapping up Jerry Lynn, Jack Perry takes a swing at RVD. He misses him.
Almost hit the Van Daminator.
And then RVD almost hit the Van Daminator, the big jumping spin kick, which I mean that's
If that
all
would have
that
connected right there.
all that was to say, listen, motherfucker, I could still go. And I know he could still go because about last month he was wrestling in Pro Wrestling Noah. He's been wrestling in Noah all year. And that's why I was like, oh my God, can he still wrestle? I'm like, bro, he just fucking wrestled like a month ago in Noah. I'm like, I think he's been on most Noah pay-per-views this year. I think he wrestled Ninja Mac.
Oh, I would love this. I need to find that. Like with the Van Daminator, that would have connected. That would have took off Jack's head. That was a vicious spin kick. That if it would have landed, that would have been it.
It's great to have him. It's great to have him backstage a little bit too, because if people don't know, RVD inspired a lot of guys on the AEW roster, notably one Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega has cited RVD as one of his biggest inspirations and one of his favorite wrestlers. So that's a really cool thing to do. But after that, after he almost hit the Van Daminator, Jack jumps into the fucking crowd, sits in between a family of four. He grabs a little girl and uses her as a meat shield. And he's like, he's fucking holding the little girl in front of him. Like, this guy's a fucking asshole. This is hilarious. The kids in the family had stickers on, so they were obviously somebody's family.
Yeah.
So it's not like he just fucking grabbed a random little girl.
That would have been funny.
It would have been, but so I can't wait to see this. It's going to be a very interesting match.
Yeah,
if it does happen on Dynamite,
this
probably for All In
for the FTW title next week.
Is this going to be FTW rules?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was specified that it's gonna
because I know that like him and Hook didn't have an FTW rules match for the FTW title.
Yeah, so they're doing an FTW rules match. I don't know if there's gonna be some sort of fuck finish or they're gonna do a shooting angle where they can get this to Wembley as well.
It's possible.
Yeah, I could see it being like going to Wembley as well and having like a good moment where Taz, Hook, and fucking RVD all come together to get the shit off Jack. And then him moving on to something bigger. But we'll see.
After this, we now have our triple threat match.
Well, we had a short vignette for the main event. Cheetah versus Tony Storm.
Oh, that. I don't write down the vignettes too much.
I have to for the sake of accuracy. And it actually
happens, and
it actually pertained to the show. So
after that we had the triple threat match. Anything goes, otherwise known as just a triple threat match.
This was awesome.
And so I am fully here for the Blackpool Combat Club and Best Friends to have this feud. I am 100% here for it. I think this will help the Best Friends get a little bit more seriousness to them outside of their goofy hug spots and everything like that.
Well, what I see here is I don't see a full-fledged feud between them.
I'm saying at least to like All In probably.
Oh, I know. I'm about to say I don't think this is going past All Out or Wembley because I think this results in Orange Cassidy and Moxley at Wembley.
Oh, 100%, 110%.
I think that's where we're headed. But
I'm saying with this feud itself, it's gonna help everyone.
It's definitely gonna help them.
I with this match, I like the only person to get color was Trent. Like in this match, Moxley didn't gig at all, which was surprising.
We had Penta, Trent, and Moxley wrestle here in an anything goes match, which was anything goes. There was a big table spot where Mox suplexed.
They finally did a double table spot properly without someone dying or
Trent,
almost dying.
So Trent suplexed Moxley through the table.
Like 200 episodes.
Earlier in the match, there was a barbed wire 2x4. 2x4 that Mox introduced into the match. Trent was cut open. There was a great spot where Penta hit a Canadian Destroyer off the top rope through a table to Trent, who looked like he got killed. And then
Mox brought out the thumbtacks.
Mox ended up spearing Penta through the table. Then he brought out the thumbtacks. Here comes the thumbtacks. They're all up. Everybody's taking a bump on the thumbtacks. Penta got his shirt ripped off by Moxley. So everybody's taking these fucking tack bombs. There was an X-plex to the tacks. There was a cutter onto the tacks. There was fucking they were all throwing hands in a circle. And then there was I forgot what the spot was, but Moxley closed King Kong Lariat Trent right into the tacks, and he got them all. He got all these fucking tacks, but Mox, he got them all again. I forgot what spot it was, but he really got them all. It was in his ass, it was in his back, it was in his boots, his legs.
I think that was him doing the Gotch style pile driver. I think
it was the Gotch style pile driver spot. He did that. Penta kicked out of that. But the finish came from Mox gave Penta a Death Rider, and
Trent just kneed the shit
Trent
out
ended
of
up giving a flying knee to Mox. It made him roll back through the tacks, which delayed him. Trent ended up pinning Penta, and Trent beats Moxley and Penta.
I was
this is very
so
surprising.
fucking happy.
This was great. This was a nice change of pace. It was really cool to see Trent get this victory on the 200th episode. But yeah, I was all for this. Right after the bell rang, Mox put him in a chokehold. Here comes Claudio and Yuta. And, you already knew what was going on.
I don't think the security guards were prepared for, because, like, I saw the one dude, I think his name is Cheeseburger, like, the big guy.
Cheesecake.
Yeah, Cheesecake. Like, I don't like, I think he almost didn't see, Chuck and Cassidy. Because, like, he was prepping. He was like, okay, is someone running up right now? Then
yeah, so
the spot happens.
What ended up happening is before they got to the ring, Claudio and Yuta, we had Chuck and Orange Cassidy jumped them before they got to the ring. After they got to the ring, Trent did a big dive outside, and then Chuck gets on the microphone. He's like,
you bitches.
And he's like, I think didn't he say shit or bitches? Because he's been trying to say shit.
I think it was
gimmick since Dynamite started. That he's trying to say shit on national television. He's not been allowed to. He's like, I think he said we're gonna beat the shit out of you in Daly's place. And I think this is the ultimate long-term storytelling. He finally got to say shit. 200 episodes
but
later.
They censored it.
Yeah. So Chuck gets on the mic. He's like, how about we run it back and we finally beat the shit out of you in Daly's place on Rampage in a parking lot fight, which I was very excited for because obviously the last parking lot fight they had was probably the greatest parking lot fight in probably the history of the business with Santana and Ortiz. They're going back to Daly's place for Rampage, and they're gonna do a parking lot brawl, and it's gonna be Claudio and Moxley.
Speaking of Santana and Ortiz,
obviously Yuta and Orange will probably be involved in that match somewhat.
Speaking of Santana Ortiz, we mentioned it last week. I'm not sure if you saw this, Christian.
No, I saw it, yeah.
But yeah, Santana Ortiz are being listed as Proud and Powerful on their AEW roster page. Maybe they made up.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Give them a tag title run.
Now have them run back them and FTR from like 2021, where like Cash got his arm fucked up.
Put the belts on Aussie Open. Then
I was at that show too. I was so mad. That match had to end early.
Yeah, he was bleeding a lot.
Oh yeah. So, for those who don't remember, Fight for the Fallen 2021, it was FTR versus Proud and Powerful. Cash went to go do like his typical like top rope spot, but when he got countered, his arm got caught in the hook of the ring joint, of the rope joint. Yeah, the rope joint, and no one there knew what was happening. You guys informed me as you guys were watching that he fucked up his arm. We all thought he broke his arm, but no, he ripped it open. Okay. Next up on the docket after that, we go backstage with Renee again, talking
after a short Collision tag match recap, the tag title match.
Beautiful fucking moment there between.
I was gonna get to that like with the MJF promo, but okay.
But yeah, it was a great moment. But here comes MJF. Here comes the world champion.
Well, no.
Renee in the back with RVD.
Yeah, Renee with back RVD. RVD is saying, "Hey, I'm here to fight." And that's pretty much it. Did his RVD thing, and then
and it confirmed the match versus Jack Perry next week.
This is very important. Renee was wearing a barbed wire necklace, so
was she?
Yeah, so that was funny. She knows. Her husband's a sick fuck, and is rubbing off, I guess. But
then we have the MJF promo, which is I cannot wait to hear the stipulation for this match because he didn't read the contract. There has to be something there.
This fucking guy,
100%.
This guy doesn't know how to read.
It must be like if you lose, you cannot compete for the title ever again.
No, because
does he not? Does he not know how to read, or does he not know when to read?
Blissfully ignorant. But anyway,
yeah.
So MJF comes down to the ring. He starts retelling all his origin stories about how he got pennies. He got quarters thrown. Yeah, wrong thing.
Pennies from heaven.
He got quarters thrown at him.
We were there.
But he talked about that story again, which he talked about. He talked about how he had ADD and RJD, or whatever, RDJ, whatever the fuck it's called, Robert Downey Jr. disease.
It's the rejection.
RSD. Yeah, RSD.
Yeah, the rejection disorder that he cannot accept it, really. But then, and also, once again, ADD gets a fucking chant in the crowd.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's stealing the Tampa, stealing our gimmick. That was our gimmick. We had it first. That's gimmick infringement.
We were the originators.
There you go.
Yeah, ADD. And fuck his teacher, bro. On God. His teacher
fuck all of his teachers.
His teacher was a stupid bitch. I remember the stupid bitch chants at UBS as well.
So MJF just says, "Hey, but also I'm a scumbag, but you're a scumbag." Then also he mentioned how he started to become the bully himself as time progressed. But he has decided that he's gonna try to turn his ways. I don't fucking believe it for a second. He still goes out the heel tunnel.
I cannot wait until this shoe drops.
This was incredible because he had the crowd in the palm of his hand.
He always does.
Entire fucking promo. This guy had the crowd in the palm of his hand. It was unreal. Fucking this guy. He's just speaking from the heart, and he's like, "Listen, I want to bring out somebody who has believed in me." Who has brought the greatness out of me, who has shown me that I don't have to be a scumbag like this anymore. I could be your scumbag. I want to bring... Part of me was like, he's going to say somebody else other than Adam Cole, but he said Adam Cole. And here comes Adam Cole, no music. Adam Cole saying, "I'm so proud of you, Max. I'm so proud of the man you've become." Because the best thing about this is that both these guys are completely full of shit. And it's because MJF is a fucking scumbag piece of shit, and Adam Cole is a fucking scumbag piece of shit. These guys' entire career have been fucking nothing but fucking devious, nefarious fucking heels.
Who's gonna turn on who first?
To be honest, I always had the thought that it was gonna be Adam, but
I want it to be Adam.
For the brevity of storylines MJF's future storylines, it probably should end up being him. But what I think now is I think they're gonna turn at the same time.
They're gonna bulk each other a low blow.
No, I swear to God, I think they're gonna turn on each other at the same time.
That's what they should do.
And be like, "Yo, dude, what the fuck? Yeah, no, what were you doing? What were you doing? What the fuck, bro?" And like at the end, we kind of saw this, which we'll touch on. But MJF said, "I think just to the elephant in the room about your title match." He really said, and he said, "You do not deserve a title match."
And I thought, there it is.
And
there it is.
And then he says, and then he walks over to the timekeeper table, and he says, "You deserve the title match." In front of the biggest crowd at the biggest show. And Adam Cole's trying to get hyped out. In the main event of Wembley Stadium at All In, we have MJF versus Adam Cole for the AEW World Championship, which is going to be great.
And then backstage we have and then backstage we go to the cuck cam.
Wait. Before we talk about that, Adam Cole, they hug, him and MJF hug. He's like, they're both going, "You know I'm going to beat you, right?" He's like, "No, not if I do first." He's like, "All right, we'll see about that, buddy." So it's like a little playful thing. I would love if they did this the entire way and then it just ended. So at Wembley, it ended. It was a friendly competition. That was it. And that was it. And later in other storylines, Adam Cole could be like, "Yo, he's not that bad of a guy." Like, they could just be friends. But I would love if that happened, but I could see it being so playful where they end up getting... Actually, hold on.
What? What are you doing your research for?
Oh, dear.
So what I would like for it to happen is I think they should be so playful with each other in this rivalry that they work a work and then work themselves into a shoot.
Okay, brother.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm not even kidding. I would love if that happened. These guys are being so playful with each other that they start to resent each other. Where they're like, "Yo, dude, actually fuck you, bro. No, fuck you. No, fuck you." And then they start fucking going at it. And then that's where it happens. They both turn on each other. They both end up hitting each other by the end of it. And the fans just be like, "Ah, come on, dude. Get together again."
Okay. Anyways, so we go backstage, and I'm going to keep on calling it this, the cuck cam of Roderick Strong, because that's what people have deemed.
The fuck is this shirt?
What's his new shirt?
This is a great Kevin Owens shirt. I don't have an anger problem. I have an idiot problem.
That's a great shirt I could find at fucking Walmart.
Dude, hold on. That's fucking sweet.
I love find that shirt at Walmart, for Christ's sake.
I don't have an anger problem. I have an idiot problem. God. I should wear that when I'm at my friends. That's fucking great.
But so Roddy's backstage is very pissed, destroying shit, throwing stuff around. Then the Kingdom come up, and they're like, typical Adam Cole, leaves his friends when they need him the most.
Yep. So this I really liked, because they made it a point on Rampage last Friday to showcase the Kingdom and play video packages for them, saying they're really a part of AEW no more than Ring of Honor. And I knew that wasn't on accident, and that was completely on purpose. And that what this did was show me exactly what. So Roddy's been pissed off about Adam Cole choosing MJF over him, and the Kingdom, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Maria Kanellis. If you didn't know, back in not early Ring of Honor, but back when Adam Cole was in Ring of Honor, he used to be the leader of the Kingdom. Adam Cole did. And he was the leader of those guys. They were a trio, and they were a great team. But Adam Cole left them. He left them just like he did Roddy. Roddy's probably going to be the new leader of the Kingdom, as basically how Adam Cole... And even that too, the Kingdom come out to Adam Cole's Ring of Honor theme. Like a remix of Adam Cole's Ring of Honor theme. They come out to that song. So it's already been there from the start. So Roddy's probably going to be the new leader of the Kingdom, just how Adam was.
So this now brings me to this in my mind. Clearly, there's going to be like the Kingdom with Roddy as the new de facto leader versus Adam Cole, probably with MJF down the line if they keep this going. Then what? Do you just throw Kyle into the mix, or do you put Kyle with Roddy?
It depends. I mean,
And it all depends on where Kyle's.
well, we have no clue how Kyle's recovery is. I mean, Kyle's a private person. We know nothing. When Kyle's back, he's back. I mean, plus he's got obviously different challenges because of his diabetes,
Yeah.
and have that affect some neck fusion. I mean, that's you can't really
Determine
no
like a
timetable for that.
length of
Yeah,
recovery.
and plus he's a new father.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
something
something the other day. I don't know how concrete this is, but it said he was like nowhere close to returning.
Yeah, so I have no clue when he's coming back, but we'll see. But listen, if they want to do a trios thing where it's MJF, Cole, and Kyle versus the Kingdom, but by the time he's back, I didn't think we'd probably be done with this.
That's what I'm saying. I just had to just roughshod a trios match for it because I don't know who else to put with them. Because
You don't even
clearly,
have to do a trios.
fucking
You can just do You can just do Taven and Bennett versus Cole and MJF, and have the singles match between. You could do a singles match between Roddy and MJF, and then Roddy and Cole. You could just work around it like that.
True. All right. After this, well, after the MJF promo segment, we now go to the Elite versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. With Satnam Singh. This was another very fun match. The Elite put on very fun matches. Kenny is actually wearing his video game attire. He actually one of his attires from the video game. So that's cool stuff.
Yeah, that's his Dragon's Dogma one that he's been wearing for a while.
He has his attire in the game is funny. He has his Riho matching one. He has that one, and he has like the two from the debuts, like from the first Double or Nothing with the black and purple, and then the other one that I don't know what video game it's inspired from, but it's from the first Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
So this match was really nice. I liked it. Jeff Jarrett, and he's a charisma person. He's very good with what he can do. I loved how Kenny Omega tried to hit the one-winged angel.
I will say this about this. They gotta get Lethal and Omega in a one-on-one match. They haven't been in the ring together since 16 years ago, according to Omega, on Twitter, to promote this match. They haven't been in the ring in 16 years together. They need to get in. They gotta get a singles match between those two. But yeah, we had this match. This was a very, very good match. Very, very fun. But yeah, I loved watching. I mean, seeing the Bucks and Lethal in there again. It was really cool to see because of all these old Ring of Honor shows pre AEW. So that was nice to see. But yeah, how they worked around Satnam Singh was cool. I love when Matt tagged in and then he saw Satnam, he went to go tag out, and then Nick and Kenny just fucking walked off. Like, yeah, we're not doing that. So that was pretty funny. And then he ended up tagging Nick in. It's like, Nick's like, what the fuck? But I really enjoyed the finish of the match where Kenny, as you said, almost tried to get Satnam up for the one-winged angel. Fucking Sanjay got in the ring and disrupted it. Karen was on the side, distracting Rick Knox. Then Brandon Cutler just gets up there and starts fucking spraying her in the face. That was funny. And then here comes Hangman Page to hit a buckshot lariat on Jay Lethal. Kenny
clean
takes
buckshot lariat too, yeah. Super clean.
Kenny takes the guitar, starts fucking puts a foot on Jay Lethal, starts strumming the guitar. He hits the one-winged angel on Lethal, and he defeats the Elite defeat all these guys here.
Real quick, someone had pointed out something during that MJF Adam Cole segment when they hugged. So Adam Cole, like a typical like hug is like a pat on the back and everything. There's a part where MJF kind of makes a fist as if he's stabbing MJF in the back. Because I kind of doing the pat on the back with a fist type thing.
Maybe.
Could be looking too far into it, but as we know, AEW likes to slip little details here and there into the craziest things. But so after the match, Kenny gets a mic and goes, "Hey, Hangman, I think you got some words for us, right?" Hangman goes, "Yeah, the Elite are here to stay. We assign new contracts."
So, yeah, I never thought there was any chance of any of them leaving.
There was a little bit for me because, once again, never say never in this industry. Like, people's opinions could change. For example, Cody,
well, Cody kind of screwed himself with the no world title match stipulation.
All of us here at the Injection, I think before you joined, we easily booked him out of it. He signs a new contract. Oh, but that contract removes that stipulation.
No, it's not even that. Everything could have been fucking fine if he just fucking went heel. That's really what it comes down to. If he just did his fucking Homelander run.
Yeah, but see, when he goes heel, everyone's gonna cheer for him. No one's gonna fucking boo him then.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't fucking matter. They do that to MJF anyway.
Okay, just to go on a tangent for a second, Cody did bring up MJF, I think twice in a promo before getting interrupted. So I think they did have, or Tony did have a long-term plan for that match, because he did say in one of his promos before he left that it was not Max's shot to call regarding to his loss in that particular match.
It doesn't matter.
Cody and MJF definitely would have happened again. There's no doubt they would have happened again.
Yeah.
They teased it.
Yeah, it definitely, for the world title too. It definitely would have happened.
Fucking what? On like an episode like in Georgia for Rampage, he even teased fighting Hook.
Well, that's why he left. That's why he left. He didn't want no fucking part of Hook. He literally, Tony said, "Listen, next time we're here, we're gonna do Cody versus Hook." And Cody said, "Oh fuck," and he ran his ass to WWE. He said, "Fuck this! I'm not wrestling this guy. He's going to kill me."
And then when Hook appears in WWE, Cody goes back to AEW.
Dude, if Hook ever goes to, I almost want Hook to go to WWE just for that fucking bullshit to happen. Yo, what's up, bitch? I'm here, and Cody can't fucking run no more, bro. And he goes back to fucking New Japan.
So after that, it's pretty much the Elite announced that they sign new deals. After this, we get a.
This is very important. They said you'll see us on Dynamite, you'll see us on Rampage, you'll see us on Ring of Honor, and hey, you might even see us on Collision, and that got a big time reaction there.
So
boos, cheers, but listen, that was not on accident.
So maybe things got molded over?
No. You fucking serious? If you listen,
man,
you need to stop that shit. If shit happened, you'd know about it. It's too big to not escape the fucking parameters.
I'm aware.
The fact that we know so much about Brawl Out is just to let you know, if something did happen, it would have been known. And if it did, it would probably be the greatest fucking secret ever fucking kept in AEW history.
Well, the greatest secret kept was Brody's health. Remember that.
That's a very, very different situation than petty bullshit. That's life and death, and this is fucking egos clashing. That's different.
We won't know until shit happens.
Anyway, these guys. I mean, I doubt anything has been resolved in that case. But here's the thing: the Bucks and FTR have worked together before. They don't fucking have a problem with each other. FTR wasn't even fucking there. Yeah, they're buddies with Punk, but that doesn't mean they can't work with everybody else. Also, I think this shit sets up. Obviously, we talked about Ospreay Jericho because we all thought we were gonna get Ospreay Omega 3 at Wembley. I think this could set up Punk Omega.
That's been the biggest dream match for all of them.
Because number one, we're not getting Ospreay Omega 3 apparently at
if
Wembley.
Rumors are to be true, of course.
Yeah. Number two, with this entire Brawl Out situation, obviously Omega and Punk were involved, but everything that has been said and alluded to and described is that they're the least. The issues that were involved between all parties, the last one that was of importance was Omega and CM Punk. There was even a quote that said, apparently Punk said, "I have no issue with you," to Omega. Omega fucking went in the room and tried to fucking save the guy's dog. All right? So, if anything
If
is going to
Punk-
come out of this, it's going to be Punk and Omega.
Yeah,
It's
if
not going to be the Elite versus CMFTR. It's not going to be the Bucks versus Punk. It's not going to be any of that. It's going to be Omega and Punk is going to be the most likely scenario out of anything to come out of Brawl Out. Anything.
and then if somehow we get CMFTR versus the Elite, then hey, we all win. We all eat happy.
Yes, the
Simple as
fans
that.
win. Fucking, I mean, he has less of a fucking issue with Omega than he does Hangman. And
Yeah.
Hangman wasn't even there. So
I don't even think he has an issue with the Bucks anymore.
Well,
We'll
yeah,
see.
he's tried to resolve, but legal said, "Hey, stop fucking calling." So after this, we have Darby and Swerve recap of their feud building up. Then we cut to Swerve backstage with AR Fox and Prince Nana.
This was great.
It was
Oh,
worded so well. You had AR Fox
no,
be like,
hold on. Let me just tell you this right now before we get really deep into this. This was one of the greatest segments AEW has ever
Oh, yeah.
produced. Like vignette wise, backstage wise, promo wise. This was unfucking real. This was immaculate. And I mean, I wasn't here last week, but that was the thing I was the most hyped about on the show was the inclusion of AR Fox in the Mogul Embassy because they're finally going to be doing something meaningful with them. And I love heel AR Fox because if you didn't know, AR Fox and Swerve have long history. They're Swerve when he was Killshot in Lucha Underground, and AR Fox was Dante Fox in Lucha Underground. They had acclaimed matches in Lucha Underground. Even on Talk is Jericho, Swerve said my favorite match probably I've ever had was against AR Fox and Lucha Underground. He lost a chunk of his skin in that match, Swerve. He left a part of himself in the ring during those matches. Everything I hear about Lucha Underground, that's one of the things I hear is that you got to go watch those. I think it was a trilogy of Swerve. And
I think it's still on
AR
Netflix,
Fox
right?
matches. No, it's not. I think it's been gone.
So I remember when Netflix rebooted it and everything.
Yeah, but they were fantastic. So they have history.
So like
that was very good.
So the meat and potatoes of this segment was that like AR Fox is like, hey, Darby, like you didn't fucking call me after you got your contract with AEW, stuff like that. Like I didn't hear a word from you until I appeared backstage one day and you said hi to me.
So that's how we know that Austin Theory must have called him. He must have called him. Because if you didn't know, AR Fox did train Austin Theory. I mean, they practically have the same moveset. Grounded, I guess. But
and then Prince Nana holds up a bloody tank top. And then Swerve goes, oh, I also have a movie I want to show you as well. And then cuts to like this shoddy iPhone footage. And I'm like, what the fuck's happening? And we're at the Buddy Wayne Academy.
So yeah,
this was the most fucked up thing.
This fucking great shit here. So Swerve, AR Fox, and Nana, they roll up to the Buddy Wayne Academy, which is at Nick Wayne's house in his garage. They roll up on him. So Nick Wayne's in there helping train some guys. AR Fox takes care of them. Swerve gets in the ring with Nick Wayne. They start beating down on Nick Wayne. And then Swerve ends up smashing a glass picture frame over the head of Nick Wayne. And he is bleeding profusely from the head, blood all over the place. And Swerve picks up the picture and he says, oh, wow, look at this. And it's a picture of Nick when he was little with his dad, Buddy Wayne. And he said, wow, look at this. I'm going to put this right here, right where you found out that daddy wasn't going to be around no more. I'm like, oh,
and then, so
like,
this guy's
great
a fucking
line.
asshole.
So they didn't there's a continuity error in this movie that Swerve presented. How did they get the tank top? Because they dipped immediately after calling Darby.
They just went back for it. It's a non-issue. just go. Just, all right, hey, let's go. Hey, we stopped filming. Just go back and get his tank top real quick. He's already incapacitated. But yeah. So he puts that down where he found out his dad died. They pick him up, and they make Nick unlock his phone.
Well, no, because he was reaching for his phone, and they're like, "Come on, man, I'll unlock your phone. Oh, your face is too fucked up. It can't recognize you."
They made Nick unlock his phone. They call Darby Allin. They say, "This is AR Fox. This is Swerve." And Darby's freaking out on the phone. And basically he just says, "Don't." It's basically just like a "Don't fuck with us" call.
Do you think like I?
He basically he also said, "Look how simple it is to call somebody while this kid's fucking dying in his fucking garage."
I'm trying to like think. Do you think we get like a tag team lights out match? Because this pushed it a bit.
If it's lights out, it would have to be not on a pay-per-view, because I could see this at Wembley. I could see Nick Wayne and
I would
Darby
think
Allin
All Out.
Maybe I could see this at Wembley, like this being the big no DQ match. Because Darby is no stranger. Nick Wayne has done
no stranger as well.
Swerve's no stranger, and AR Fox, he's done his fair share as well. So they're all experienced in that. But yeah, they do that, and that's how the segment ends. It was a fantastic segment, unbelievable segment. This probably was my favorite thing on the show, to be honest. I really enjoyed this.
I'm gonna screen this for a moment.
It made Swerve like a fucking villain, because if you really think about it, the top two heels. I mean, the top heel of the company is MJF. And right now he's not a heel. He's still a heel, but he still is a heel, but he's like not being portrayed as one yet. So the de facto top heel on Dynamite is Swerve. Because on Collision you have Jay White and you have Christian Cage. And now Ricky Stark's on its way. And Punk, depending on where he is. So you have a heel heavy show in Collision. So the de facto heels right now on Dynamite, top heel that is Swerve Strickland. So, and this really cemented him as this guy is nothing to be fucked with. You don't fuck around with this guy. And it really cemented AR Fox as this guy's not just a fucking guy in the group.
I need to do this real quick. So I'm gonna show like the last image that was shown. I had to change this to black and white for TOS reasons. But why did I do a fade? Okay. If you're for the stream people, this is just Nick Wayne in a pool of his own blood. Just completely fucked up. Just cut back, not fade.
Damn.
Yeah, it was just like that itself was a really kind of like cool thing to see though. Like this probably was a really fun bit for them to do. I'm trying to fix some stuff, so if you guys want to.
Yeah. So anyway, next up we had
Aussie Open versus
Aussie Open.
El Hijo del Vikingo and Commander for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships.
And let me tell you something about this match here. Vikingo and Commander, they came out in matching gear. They came out with Alex Abrahantes, and they worked this match like they've been fucking tagging for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking unbelievable. This is probably the match of the night in the ring. This is probably the best match of the night in the ring for me, at least.
Tom, you showed up.
But this was fucking great. Aussie Open, I mean,
Yes.
they're, in my opinion, where it was the tag team of the year so far, prior to Mark Davis's injury. And they're gonna pick back up right where they left off. Because they had a fucking great banger here with Vikingo and Commander. I love Vikingo as a single, but if they want to keep him and Commander in the tag division for a little bit, by all means, because these guys worked and looked like they were fucking tagging for at least 10 years. This was unbelievable. I couldn't believe what I was watching right here. You have two bigger guys in Aussie Open who are completely agile. And one of the best tag teams in the world. You have Vikingo and Commander, two of the best luchadors you could find. And obviously, Vikingo's not a signed talent, but obviously he's being used a lot.
Yeah.
But the match was unbelievable. It was fast paced. The tandem offense between Vikingo and fucking Commander. The spot where Davis had Vikingo on his shoulders and Commander stepped off Vikingo and did a fucking Canadian destroyer to Fletcher.
Insane.
Then Vikingo hit a crucifix bomb. They went out and they both did they held hands and did a tandem moonsault off the middle of the rope walk tandem moonsault. This was out of this world.
Also insane.
This was insane. It was hard hitting. They didn't put. I mean, they're a hard hitting tag team. Was the open? They didn't pull any punches.
Oh
but
yeah.
I love the spot where they did. I mean, I don't know if they should do this move. They did the Golden Lovers double 450. That's the Golden Lovers original finish. So they did that, but then later on into the match, both Fletcher and Davis, they did their running clotheslines to meet them with like the sandwich, and then they hit the Coriolis to retain the tag titles. They pinned Commander. This was fantastic. This was a fun match. I would love to see Commander and Vikingo in more tag matches against like FTR or Bullet Club Gold, the Young Bucks. The Lucha Bros. That would be a conflict of interest for Alex Abrahantes, but them versus the Lucha Bros. I mean, that's a showcase of Lucha Libre right there. But I really would like to see them as a tag team moving forward because I love Vikingo as a single, but this shit has legs to it. This really has legs to it, and they showed out today. And with the matching gear too. I'm like, I think that's a telltale sign that maybe they're gonna keep that for a little bit. So I would love to see this.
Oh yeah.
Forward as a tag, but a great match here from Aussie Open. And,
Awesome match.
After this, we have the collision main event. Well, it was mainly the main event hype. It was for the real world champion, CM Punk taking on Ricky Starks with Ricky,
special guest referee Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah, that I was getting tripped up in my head of the fucking names. I'm like Ricky, and Ricky. I'm like, okay. The storied history. Hold on, the storied history because we had the vignette for that. So Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has refereed a lot of Punk's matches in Ring of Honor. He trusts the Dragon to kind of call it down the middle because he'll be the outside enforcer. Now go on to the other matches that are being announced.
We also have, for the TBS Championship, Chris the Statlander taking on Mercedes Martinez, which I'm actually looking forward to this match. And last but not least, we have for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, FTR versus Big Bill and 1/3 of the Ring of Honor Trios champions. Or, excuse me, 6-man champions. Brian Cage.
I'm so happy this is like,
dude, Big Bill and Brian Cage work so damn well.
They're very, very good together.
As a tag team. They work so well.
I'm glad we're getting more of that.
Then with Rampage, we have the parking lot brawl.
Versus the best. It was Claudio and Moxley representing the Blackpool Comic Club versus the best friends Trent and Chuck. We have AR Fox and Swerve Strickland in action. We have a trios match between the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian versus the Hardys and Keith Lee. And we have Sky Blue versus Anna Jay. Thank you, Tony. But anyway, that brings us to the main event. Also, they confirmed they did confirmed RVD and Jack Perry for next week. So we'll be getting that.
It is FTW rules.
What the fuck?
What?
No, I just saw a woman light her ass on fire.
Okay. Okay. What the fuck is your Twitter feed?
Shithole.
Okay.
Anyway, we had.
Oh wait, don't you mean his X feed now?
X.
Suck my dick from the back.
So stupid.
See, I fuck with Elon heavy because you know why? I think this is all a plan and a plot. Because as we know, Twitter is like probably the worst thing that happened to Western civilization in a long time. And if this is his plot to kill it and to get people off of it, this is fucking brilliant. This is brilliant. I don't want Twitter around. It fucking sucks. Get this shit out of here.
I don't know. I've had Twitter for too long, and I just
So have I, but I don't want. This is fucking dog shit.
no. As in, I've
Get
had
this
Twitter
shit out of
for
Get
an
this shit out of
unhealthy
Western
amount of
civilization.
time.
Get this shit out of Western civilization, bro. It'll clean up the fucking streets. People need to go the fuck outside. Live. Touch grass.
I've had this.
Coochie.
I've had
Asshole.
I've had Twitter since 2011. Holy fuck.
Oh dear lord.
So it was time for the main event. We
Yeah,
had
it's
Hikaru
time.
Shida.
It's time for the main event.
Hikaru Shida versus Tony Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship, which I was very happy was getting the main event slot. Tony heard the fucking women's wrestling allegations for the millionth time last day. He said, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, he saw the he saw the cameraman taking liberties and showing that in the crowd.
See, Tony basically said, "Yeah, all
right, man.
So,
we get it.
anyway,
we get it."
So yeah, we have Shida versus Storm here. Match starts. They just had a feeling out process until after the picture-in-picture. That's where the match started to get going. And this turned into a very, very good match between these two. Obviously, after this was announced, you knew these two was gonna have a good match.
Oh yeah.
But this was great stuff here from Tony and Shida. There was a great spot with the Falcon Arrow. There was a spot where Shida was gonna hit Tony with the kendo stick, but she ended up hitting Ruby instead. And then
it looked like Ruby got nailed right in her head.
And then
right on the top of her head.
She threw the kendo stick to the side. The ref went to go throw it out of the ring. That's when Tony Storm spray painted her in the face, then rolled her up. Which this was a great near fall because I don't think anybody's kicked out of this yet. So Shida kicks out of the spray paint roll up, which that was a near fall because a lot of people thought it was gonna be over after that. But after that, I was like, okay, yeah, I know where this is probably going. But yeah, then we had Shida. We had Shida end up rolling up with a tight roll up to Tony Storm. She rolled up Tony Storm to win the AEW Women's World Championship for the second time, finally in front of a crowd, which was a very nice moment on the 200th episode.
How long does this last?
Well, I tell you right now, this probably wouldn't have happened if Jamie was cleared and was medically cleared for Wembley, which that's probably the biggest tragedy of Wembley right now is that fucking this
Jamie is probably not going to be cleared.
Tony would have most definitely dropped this to Jamie at Wembley, which is definitely not happening. Now, there's doubt that she might be back this year, which fucking is horrible. This is horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, get well soon to Jamie.
Yes.
But Shida, but it's nothing. It feels like a reset for the division. I don't think it's obviously not going to last as long as her first reign because her first reign was,
it was right around a year.
It's the longest. She's the longest reigning women's champion of all time. She's 372 days. She's the second longest reigning champion in company history, right behind Jade, I believe.
That makes far too much sense.
Yeah, Jade had five. I think it was 508 days. Jade had it. So Shida is the new champion. She got a big ovation, got the confetti. She was crying. She was very emotional. This is great. She finally got her title win in front of fans. She finally gets her title run in front of fans, just like how Moxley did. So this is very, very cool to see, and I'm very, very happy for her.
Oh yeah, I popped big for this.
Nothing wrong with Shida being the champion. That's a great talent to have at the helm of the division, and nothing wrong with that. But Tony, I don't think Tony's gonna be taking the title back from her anytime soon. You obviously have the Jade waiting in the wings to come back whenever she's ready.
Even because I've heard rumors that Jade might not even come back.
No,
I've heard that rumor because that
really?
actually that's been floating around.
Yeah, she's coming back. We
have to realize it's pro wrestling. Never say never on anything.
I know, but where the fuck was that from?
I have to look. I've heard it from
because
somewhere.
I did not hear that at all, and that sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I'm with Christian on this one.
That sounds so fucking outlandish.
To look it up.
I didn't hear a damn thing about that one.
I didn't see that at all.
Oh, by the way,
it
Tom, what's
was-
up?
It was from Sportskeeda.
And what did they say?
Because Jade had responded to a tweet saying, "We miss you. Coming back anytime. Coming back soon." That was July 2nd. She had said no. Potentially done. Like I said, it's rumored that she's done. Meltzer discussed about Jade Cargill on his show and talked about some of the things that he's hearing regarding her future in AEW. There has been no signs as of late that she will make a return to the promotion. And Meltzer confirms the possibility. Cargill reportedly wanted time off from AEW. Meltzer thinks this could have been done due to her booking. So it could be.
Don't make the fucking any sense whatsoever.
Well, it wouldn't make any sense. She was
Didn't lose for a year.
Yeah, but like she was constantly wrestling every fucking week.
What, for 10 seconds?
Didn't feel like it.
For 10 seconds?
She also has a kid. Give her a break. She has a kid. She has a
A lot
daughter.
of people have kids.
That's not what I'm complaining about here.
A lot of people have kids. She was wrestling 30-second matches for how long?
Hey,
How many of her real deal pay-per-view matches or I'm not talking about her because I don't really think, I mean, if it didn't come from her mouth, then there's really not much credence to it. But how many what was her longest match? 15
You
minutes?
could very clearly see why, as her title reign went on, that she wasn't getting booked for longer matches.
Yeah, I mean,
Listen,
her best match was probably with.
Don't shoot the
Willow.
messenger on this one.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that this is just outlandish. She's coming back. It's like I remember I remember the time off thing, which made sense. I mean, she's gonna get time off, and she'll come back when she comes back. Why do people say, "Oh, she's not fucking coming back. She's done"? I'm making no sense. She's on a contract.
Well, and also, so further evaluating, like to mention, due to her bookings, because she wanted those longer matches that she never got. She's got put on those, like.
Okay, then she comes back and she gets them.
I've said this before on the show, and I will say it again. Remember when we were talking about the women getting like only a couple minutes on the show, and then every once in a while they would throw a longer match in there, and at the end of that match we would all go right back to, this is why they don't get more time on the show? Remember that period?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I felt like with her.
See, I didn't even feel that way with her. It's just because I knew what she is. See, what Jade is a brand. I mean, they say the Jade brand. She is. She's when they're at the fucking investors meeting, they're putting her on the TBS logos. They're putting her there. She's on the fucking cover of the video game. She's all over. She's got her action figure. She's in the game. She's everywhere. If somebody's gonna break out as a star, I mean, she's got celebrity friends that she brings. I mean, she's a brand. That's her use to the company. Her use is, yeah, she's improving as a wrestler, but I mean, that's not her main really credential. It's to draw people in.
Yeah.
I mean, the Shaq match, the stuff with fucking Bow Wow, which never went anywhere, but still, it was a name. They had all this stuff. She's gonna come back. This really is the thing. Oh, is she done? I highly doubt she's done. Obviously, when she's under contract. Number two, that is outlandish. Because if she was really done, then what did you take time off to think about? Just that whole report does not really make
a lot of the time the sources that Meltzer and fucking Sean Ross Sapp have sometimes are credible.
Yeah, but Sean didn't report any of this.
Not yet, as far as I'm aware. I don't know.
If Sean says something about this, then maybe. But I mean, Meltzer obviously is reputable. I'm saying, but a lot of people take Meltzer's shit out of context. Like, he'll be talking on his show because Meltzer. If you listen to any time of Meltzer speak, he like talks weird. He's like the way he phrases things, like throw people off. If you get what I mean, like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
people
If you
off.
Yeah, because he's very like dry and just kind of talks in circles a little bit.
Yeah,
like
and I think this is probably what happened here.
yeah, who knows? Anyways,
The one thing I will give Meltzer credit for, he does know how to differ between opinion and fact when he's trying to make points of things. Like,
yes.
he will say, I know this for a fact, so and so. And for opinion, he will say, I think so and so.
Anyways,
And people still take it out of context.
Wrestler of the week.
Wrestler of the week. I'm going first.
No,
Nope,
I'm going
first.
Suck my dick. I'm going first. I can easily mute your audio.
Wait. So I will say though, before we even get off this, I think the only I think the person who should take that title off Sheeta is Athena. I think she's the number one person to take that title. She's a great heel right now. Once she's done with Ring of Honor, she drops the Ring of Honor Women's House. She just had a fucking unbelievable main event with Willow at Death Before Dishonor. I think Athena would be a great choice to get the title off Sheeta when the time comes. And I would love to see. That's my most wanted women's match in AEW right now is Jamie Hayter and Athena. So I would really like that to happen and have Jamie wrestle Athena when she comes back.
Anyways, the rest of the week, I'm giving it to Eddie Kingston because dude's been fucking killing it in the G1, living his best life. I hope he gets more opportunities to go to Japan and wrestle. That's just me. Give him like a Wrestle Kingdom match with him and Ishii. That would be something. Christian, who do you got?
No. I'm going because you will steal my person. Wrestler of the week and new AEW Women's World Champion, my girl Hikaru Shida.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Elite, which is Kenny, the Bucks, and Hangman for re-signing today. That's a major fucking acquisition. That would have been a disaster if they left. But yeah, up there. Fuck yeah.
Oh, and before I sign us out, fuck Stephen Amell. That's all I will say on that. If you know, you know. Dude, is a piece of shit towards like the strikes that are happening with the Writers Guild and actors. I know your opinion on it, Christian, but you have to realize that these people get paid absolutely fucking nothing.
I know, I get that. I just don't give a fuck.
Well, then tell that to the companies that are paying them pennies.
Well, what am I going to say?
I don't watch enough TV and movies to care.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about me.
Listen, Stephen Amell says, hey, like he stands in solidarity with the people, but like he doesn't support striking. And then now everyone is posting the picture of the Flash CW actor, like with the peace sign next to his grave. I found out the context behind that. That's because Stephen Amell was an insufferable piece of shit during the final season.
It says Arrow actor walks back statement. All right, so I guess he walked it back.
Well, no, he provided context, but the context still was bad.
I can understand why people who are currently on shows that are running and are being affected by this are mad. I can totally understand why.
No, even still, even still, people are not getting paid enough, even for past shows. People are getting paid I think the dad from Lizzie McGuire, that old Disney show, got a check for $0.00.
How is that even possible?
Go to fucking court.
It's not that simple. I would love to say it's simple, like with a lot of research that I've done, it's not that fucking simple.
I am not denying that these people are getting underpaid, but if they're getting paid like that effing little,
that's not
little. It's all contracts. It's all contracts. You can't.
If you can literally get a minimum wage job at McDonald's and you're getting paid more to do that, why would you stay in the field?
It's the residuals,
which apparently they're not even getting.
There's a big difference between like an actor like John Cena. He gets he doesn't care about his residuals. But like certain residuals are affected on kids TV. I've learned this because Drake Bell, Josh Peck, the guys from Drake and Josh don't get residuals from the reruns. They don't make any money off that. They only make the money off of the episodes that they filmed, and that was it. They don't get the rerun residuals. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go finish up the G1 stuff. More to come on Backstage Arcade. The entire Road to Elite series with my created character is now complete. It's up there, along with the 3 videos of the Road to 100 wins, which ended up being a farce because they counted the wins for the Road to Elite, so I had to do an additional 24 wins, which made me very pissed off. As you can see,
didn't count.
Well, no. So in Road to Elite, the wins do not count towards the Owen Hart. So good luck with that. Anyway, folks, we'll catch you one other time. I'll catch you whenever I do a video for the gaming side of things. All right, and peace out.